Wow. Welcome to Part B, the commentary. So, as you can see, the mother received a phone call that the oldest son, can you imagine? The oldest son is telling them that he's killed the youngest son. Things are not always as they seem. Now, I did notice in the video they spoke of how the brother that was deceased, that he was about to write a book about mental health. And he seemed to have plans, known as a football player, plans to go to college. He seemed to have things lined out. I also was hoping that they would share what the argument was about. But when it gets to the point where we can't even communicate in the family structure, in the home, I guess we shouldn't be surprised about the anger that spills over into the streets. We shouldn't be surprised. We can't even communicate in the home family wise. So imagine out in the community with strangers. How much anger do you have? It makes me wonder the things they spoke about the deceased son, the one that's still here. Was he going to write a book? What was he about? Maybe, just maybe, it could have been a little jealousy. Siblings have arguments all the time. People in relationships, that's not uncommon. Oh my, they're having an argument. It happens. We can have a disagreement. So it makes me wonder there could be a little bit something, maybe a little bit more. Maybe there's something underlying that we don't know about. What could it have been about for you to get to the point to kill your younger brother? No conflict resolution, and nobody wants to just walk away. Sometimes that's the best thing to do. Why tangle and argue with the fool incessantly? Sometimes it's just best to walk away. But we can't do that. How did it escalate? So this right here, I just don't see again to this point. I think there's something underlying that we don't know. And sometimes when you have a kid that's doing the most, maybe one has more promise than the other, jealousy can creep in. Jealousy is very common among siblings. Oh, it's very common. Maybe this one here might be seen as the favorite. Maybe this one right here is getting more attention. But the fact that he said the brother had a knife, but then you shot and killed him, I'm really just kind of wondering, was that the only way? Was that the only option? Did you go and just get the gun? You couldn't walk away. Did he have you cornered? That's what I want to know. Did he have you cornered? And then did you shoot to kill? You can shoot to wound someone. You could shoot them in the knee or in the leg, which would have ended probably a football career. But you made a shot, and your younger brother is dead. That right there, to me, it speaks volumes. They're staying with someone else. At some point, it's just best to walk away and cool off. So I'm just trying to understand if there is some underlying information that they're not releasing. What was the argument about, and how could it escalate where one brother kills another? Again, no conflict resolution. And in this community now, there are so many men that are so highly emotional. Dusty Dan, all of them highly emotional. Nobody can just sit down, take a breather. You can't talk to anybody, just try to talk it down. Just say, hey, you know what? Let's just chill for now and revisit it. Was it life or death? I bet it was something trivial. What was the argument about to get to the point where somebody is dead? A family member now is dead. Why would they stay with somebody else? If they can't get along, then separate them. But again, that goes right back to conflict resolution. What are you teaching your children, teaching your sons and daughters? So we're going to start pulling, which is not the first time we got stabbings and shooting up in the home. Then we shouldn't be surprised what happens out in society. We shouldn't be. There's no conflict resolution. Nobody can just walk away and live to hash it out, live to see another day. Now, it's got to go down now. It's got to go down violent. The family structure is broken. So I think there's more to it. Something in the home, I just don't see how it could escalate. I have siblings. I don't see how it could escalate to this matter here. I really don't. I want to know, what was the argument about? Have they been having issues like this here? One got a gun, one got a knife. Was he really in fear for his life? Now, when the police shoot them and they have not, or they didn't have to do that, but say, I know in the BC, we want to, when it's us, we'd like to operate on different standard of rules. Well, I guess you was scared for his life. This is your brother. So I just think it's something a little more to unpack here. And it also just shows you, you look on the screen at this family photo. Sometimes things, you look on the screen and you see people in their photos and smiling. Sometimes things are not what they seem. Looks like a happy family. And who will look at this picture and think one brother's going to kill the other? How do you move on from this? One dead and one may go to jail. Again, maybe they can't speak on it because of an ongoing investigation. I'm hoping that there will be a follow-up. If you guys get information, let me know. How do we get to this point? Even in families, we can't even have a communication, let alone the broader community. Somebody got to end up dying over an argument. It's sad. So there's a breakdown somewhere. I just don't see how two brothers who love each other can have a disagreement and it ends with one of them taking the life of the other. I just cannot comprehend that. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share. And thank you so much for watching.